The guy that gave him permission to use the car, his mama reported him missing. I popped the trunk, saw there's a dead body in the trunk.
On a typical afternoon on July 29, 2020, a police officer in Louisiana stopped a Chevrolet Camaro for speeding at 73 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone. However, the officer had no idea about the shocking and disturbing discovery he was about to make.
Hey, step back here with me, man. How are you? Hey, good afternoon. I'm Trooper Nielsen, Louisiana State Police. The reason why I stopped you was for speeding. You know how fast you're going?
No, sir.
73 and a 55, so it's 18 over the limit. Do you have your driver's license?
No, sir.
Do you have a driver's license?
No, sir.
Then why are you driving?
I was just
Okay.
going home.
Do you have any weapons on you?
No, sir.
It's okay. I was just asking. What's your name, man?
Michael.
This is Michael Mitchell Jr., an 18-year-old who might seem like a typical teenager at first. However, as we'll find out later, he's hiding something darker than what he appears to be.
Is anybody with you?
No, sir. It's just me.
You have insurance? All right, show me your insurance. Whose car is this, man? Your big brother's?
Michael tells the officer that the car belongs to his big brother, but the officer doesn't believe him. The officer notices that Michael is very nervous, avoiding eye contact, taking a while to answer simple questions, and hugging himself. To make things worse, when Michael opens the car, the officer quickly smells marijuana, making him more suspicious.
You smoking weed today? Look at me.
I did early. I'm not high right now.
Okay. All right, we'll take a look at you. Do you have an ID? You have any ID? Is there any weed in the car, man? Don't stop. Step here.
When the officer asks for Michael's ID, he not only avoids eye contact again, but also acts like he didn't hear the officer. Instead, he keeps searching for his insurance papers. This is when the officer confronts him for the first time.
Step here to me. Look at me, Michael. Make eye contact with me. Step out here. Step up here. Is there any weed in the car? Yes or no?
It's just a doobie in the ashtray. Like,
okay.
Other than that, this
anything else?
This is.
All right. You be honest with me, I'll be honest with you. I ain't looking for no roach. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else in there?
This is. I promise.
Okay, it's in the ashtray? In that
Yes.
cup thing?
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
This is.
Okay. When did you puff last?
This was
Be
like
honest. Because I'm a drug recognition expert.
about an hour ago.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna look at you.
At this point in the stop, the officer hasn't done anything but question Michael, mostly to determine whether or not he had marijuana. But, to his dismay, marijuana will be nothing in comparison to what happens later in the video.
Okay. Where's home? What's your address?
I got him.
No, stop. Come here. Where do you live? It's easy. It's easy to answer this. Where do you live? You don't know how to drive to your house?
I was coming from there, how I got lost.
When Michael can't tell the officer his address, the officer senses that something might be wrong. Soon after, the officer asks Michael if it's okay to search his car in a bid to find marijuana.
Can I take a look in your car? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Right
Okay.
there.
By letting the officer search his car, Michael has basically agreed to go to prison. If we stop here, we can see that there are not just one, but 3 holes from bullets on the side of the car. The officer notices this right away and brings it up with Michael.
When did all this happen? When did all that happen?
That happened.
When?
My brother, he said it.
How long ago?
happened,
Days?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Come back. Just leave this here. Come back here. Just stay right here in front of my car.
After Michael couldn't explain the bullet holes, the officer told him to stand next to the police car. If you watch closely, you'll see that when the officer gave the command, Michael raised his hands, thinking he was getting arrested, but then quickly puts them down. The officer didn't notice this detail, but it's one of the many signs in the footage that Michael was really anxious and nervous. Next, the officer decides to call the police station and check the car's registration to see if it's been linked to any incidents in the past few days.
I'm a mile north on LA 17 over here north of Winsboro. On just north of LA 4 And I got this car speeding 73 and a 55. It's a black and orange Camaro. And it's got like 3 bullet holes in the left side of it. In that Camaro, that little triangle window right behind the driver door. And right in the door jamb, there's a round, and there's like 2 right behind that. And he said he thinks his brother said his car was in something 2 nights ago. Now he says he lives in Winsboro, but he's got a Richwood address, and the car comes back out of Monroe, and he's got this he's got a GPS thing put in, but he don't even know the address, so he's lying about a bunch of junk. So I was just gonna check y'all aren't working anything up.
Even with all this information, the officer didn't have solid evidence to arrest him yet. But then, something truly incredible happens.
His family in Monroe is looking for him. They sent me out here to look
Okay,
for
all right. Well, I got somebody pulling up behind me, Scooter. All right, thank you, fella. Hey, now, who are you?
They done scared me to death.
Well, how are y'all here?
Cause my people from Monroe, that's them on the phone.
What do you mean they were looking for him?
They looking for him. The car missing. Hey.
Okay, give me a phone.
Suddenly, an old man appears out of nowhere and shouts at the officer, saying that Michael's family is searching for him on Monroe. The old man explains that he was on a call with someone desperately trying to locate Michael Robinson, the owner of the car, who had been missing for days. Michael's mom was anxiously looking for him everywhere. This is when the officer decides to talk to Michael once more, asking him to explain who he really is and why he has Michael's car.
You got plaits in your head?
No, sir.
Okay. Where do you live? Be honest to me. Monroe?
Yes, sir.
Richwood?
Yes,
You don't live in Winsboro?
No, sir.
Why would you try to bluff me on that? Why would you lie to me on that? Because I already knew that before this guy said something. What's up? Talk to me. You better stop lying to me right now or you're going to be in jail.
I'm just going to my sister's house.
To your sister's? So when I kept asking you where you live, you don't even know because this ain't even your house.
When the officer talks to Michael, his face and body show that he's very nervous and anxious. He acts like he's telling the truth and becomes a bit more polite, using sir when talking to the officer. But pretending and using respectful words don't really work, if the officer can tell you're lying.
Who took the car? Who took that car from whoever it belonged to?
He gave me permission for the car.
Mike gave you permission to drive this car?
Yes, sir.
Who gave him permission?
This is for.
Now, the whole story has changed. The car doesn't belong to his brother. It's Michael's. However, Michael never gave permission for anyone to drive it, and he's been missing for days. This makes Michael the main suspect in a possible murder. Worried about this, the police officer calls the person who was looking for Michael earlier to check if the car was reported stolen or missing. He also contacts the Monroe Police Department again for more information, but doesn't find any answers. After one more call, the officer is told that, due to a lack of evidence, he has to let him go.
Evidently, I mean, you got the 3 bullet holes in it, and the boy's been reported missing. Do we need to do anything specific with the car? Like, do we need to... Crap. Okay. Man, I just don't want something bad to come back on this with me letting it go.
I remember hearing
Okay.
that name.
All right. Well, if I need any help, I'll call you back. I'm sorry to bother you, Scooter.
You finna get a call from
Okay. All right, man. Go ahead. If I need you, I'll holler back. Bye bye.
hey.
Hey, Chad. Like, this looks close. Like bam, 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 bam. Yeah. In the bullet. See? What I'm being told is that the boy who gave him permission to use the car is missing. So he's lying his ass off. We go looking for the person who owns the car, find out that the son of the owner of the car is missing, and now we got bullet holes all in the car.
I got you.
So something's.
Something bad, right?
The only thing he lied about was his address in Winsboro. So he don't have a driver's license, but he lied about living down here. I don't know what he thought that was going to do, but
He lives in Monroe.
lives in Richwood, and the car is registered out of Monroe to the.
Sadly for Michael's family, the officer's gut feeling that something was wrong turned out to be true. This led to one of the most shocking and disturbing discoveries in police history.
I'm gonna do the obvious thing I want to do. Hey. Yep. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
As soon as he opens it, the officer discovers that the body of 23-year-old Michael Robinson Jr. has been lying on the trunk of the car all this time. Fortunately, the officer finds him just before leaving the scene. Right after this discovery, Michael becomes the main suspect in the murder, and the officer arrests him without hesitation.
Put your hand behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Don't move. Do you understand? Don't move. To get you in the court of law, you have a right to an attorney. Have one present during any questioning. At any time, you can choose not to make any statements or answer any questions. You understand? If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you by the court. Do you understand? Do you understand? Who is that? Who is that?
That's him.
Who is who?
That's Mike.
That's Mike. How did Mike get there? Tell me.
It wasn't me, man. It was.
Okay.
I just hit it, bro. I did.
You just hit him?
I did.
Okay, lock this down. Lock this down.
After telling Michael his rights, the officer asked him why Mike's body was found dead on the car's trunk. Michael started crying, saying he didn't do it, but only hid the body. During questioning, Michael tried hard to make it seem like he wasn't the one who shot Mike, but was only responsible for getting rid of the body.
After that, shots just came out, boom, boom, boom. Mike hit the ground. He was holding his stomach. He was like, "Bro, you shot me in my stomach." After that, he ran to the car because he knew Mike had a gun too. He went in there, grabbed Mike's gun. Mike was on the ground. He just did it to him, and that was it.
He did what to him?
He shot him in the head.
Okay.
After that, he was like, "Pop the trunk, bro. Hurry up, pop the trunk." Pop the trunk. I just grabbed his legs, threw him in there. And after that, he took the car, and he took the car with the body, and I was gone.
Michael initially tried to blame his friend Cameron, with whom he supposedly had problems with. However, after more scrutiny, Michael cracked under pressure and admitted to being the one who shot.
And I was scared. I didn't know what to do. So I turned around, I shot him. And I need to stop shooting till the bullets ran out.
Did Cameron have anything to do with this? So Cameron is totally innocent.
Where did you come up with Cameron?
I just...
You don't like him, or?
He jacked me for some money. He jacked me for a large amount of money a while back. Like,
That's it.
but yeah, it was he at gunpoint. But yeah,
So Cameron robbed you one time.
he
At
robbed.
gunpoint.
Cameron was eventually let go, but Michael admitted guilt for manslaughter and got a 25-year sentence of hard labor.